Good evening, I'm Sonia Kaleselvam and this is KiniNews. Wan Fayhsal has named several Bersatu and PAS leaders that he thinks has the potential to be PN's Prime Minister candidate. Let's take a look at his list.
Bersatu Supreme Council member Ahmad Fayhsal Kamal believes the Perikatan Nasional's next Prime Minister candidate must be someone who is well accepted by the Malay rulers. He said this is one of the most important criteria that PN should consider when choosing their poster boy. He named 4 Bersatu and PAS leaders who he believes fits the bill. Wan Fayhsal said as a senior statesperson, Muhyiddin Yassin surely has a good standing and relationship with the royals. He added that among other leaders who also have the potential and have good relationships with the Malay rulers are Hamzah Zainuddin and Dr. Ahmad Samsuri Mokhtar and Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man. He said there is more than one potential candidate, but they have to choose the best, and this is what PN should discuss. Besides having good ties with the Malay rulers, Wan Faysal told Malaysiakini that PN needs a leader who can win votes from the non-Malays and middle ground voters.
In response to him, a DAP leader has questioned why past President Hadi Awang was not on the list.
Kapong MP Lim Guan Eng has questioned Bersatu MP Wan Fayhsal Kamal over his list of potential PN prime ministerial candidates. In a post on Facebook, he pointed out that past President Hadi Awang was missing from Wan Faysal's list. He said oddly, Wan Faysal did not mention Hadi as a prime ministerial candidate for PN, despite him being the past president. He further questioned whether Wan Faysal considered Hadi unsuitable for the role or if something else was behind Hadi's exclusion. He asked if there was an issue between PAS and Bersatu that caused Hadi's name to be left out. The remarks came after Wan Faysal suggested that PN's prime ministerial candidate must have strong ties with the Malay rulers. He named 4 leaders as fitting the bill: Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin, Bersatu Deputy President Hamzah Zainuddin, PAS Vice President Ahmad Samsuri Mokhtar, and PAS Deputy President Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man.
Still on the topic, a PKR leader also commented on Wan Fayhsal's remarks and told him to admit that Bersatu is the weakest party in PN.
PKR's Najwan Halimi believes that Bersatu is the weakest party in PN. In a post on X today, he said Bersatu Supreme Council member Ahmad Fayhsal Kamal must admit that his party is the weakest link in Perikatan Nasional. He said this in response to Wan Faysal's response to remarks by past spiritual leader Hashim Jasin for the Islamist party to lead the opposition coalition. Najwan said Bersatu does not have grassroots strength, as evident by Wan Faysal having to rely on PAS's supporters in PAS's stronghold Machang to become its MP. He said it's no wonder that Wan Faysal was desperate to reply to Hashim and proposed Bersatu leaders as potential Prime Minister candidates to stay relevant. Najwan added that most Bersatu leaders in parliament have proven to be ineffective and non-progressive as an opposition. He said Wan Faysal needs to acknowledge that, as of today, Bersatu has no leaders with the credibility to be presented as a candidate for Prime Minister. Earlier, Malaysiakini reported Wan Faysal as saying that PN component parties should discuss who is to be their Prime Minister candidate, stressing the need for it to be done internally. Wan Faysal said PN needed to choose its Prime Minister candidate from among leaders who have good ties with the Malay rulers and named Muhyiddin Yassin, Hamzah Zainuddin, Ahmad Samsuri Mokhtar, and Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man as those who are fit for the post.
Before we move on, if you like access to news like this and more, scan the QR code on the screen and subscribe to Malaysiakini. Next, Umno Youth has launched a campaign against fake halal logos, calling on the public to check that products are truly halal before buying and to report them if they are not.
Umno Youth has launched a campaign urging the public to ensure that products carrying the halal logo are legitimate. This follows the discovery that a sandwich vendor for a convenience store chain had allegedly fraudulently placed a halal logo on its packaging despite not having proper certification. Umno Youth Chief Dr. Muhammad Akmal said the campaign will call on consumers to verify the status of products carrying the halal logo before making a purchase through Jakim's Verify Halal app. He added that if it is not registered, they should tell Umno Youth, who will ensure that those using fake halal logos will face stern action and warn them not to violate the people's trust. Akmal warned companies not to lie to Muslims in the country just for better sales. Previously, Akmal kicked up a storm after ham and cheese sandwiches carrying the halal logo were found at some KMart outlets. The ham turned out to be made of chicken with the cold cut itself reportedly being halal certified. However, the company that made the sandwiches, Shake and Bake Cafe, did not have the certification to place the halal logo on its products. Fraudulent use of the certification and logo issued by the Islamic Development Department is a criminal offence, and companies can be fined up to 200,000 ringgit for the first offence.
Meanwhile, a PKR lawmaker has urged KMart to review its procurement mechanisms, including setting up SOPs and to announce it to the public.
A PKR lawmaker has called on convenience store chain KMart to review and step up its procurement procedures. This is in light of the ham and cheese sandwiches which were produced by a third party who is alleged to have fraudulently used the halal and KMart logos on its packaging. Petaling Jaya MP Lee Chien Chung said KMart should not pass the buck to the supplier. He stated that KMart must review its procurement mechanisms, including setting standard operating procedures, and announce it to the public. In a statement today, he said taking legal action against the supplier is insufficient, since KMart must be an example of a company that is attentive and socially responsible. Recently, KMart found itself entangled in a controversy once again after complaints about a ham and cheese sandwich being sold at some outlets bearing the halal logo. KMart had clarified that the sandwiches produced by Shake and Bake Cafe had used chicken ham which was halal certified. However, authorities found that Shake and Bake Cafe did not have halal certification for the sandwich as a whole or for its manufacturing facility.
The Cabinet did not discuss the gag order on the royal addendum. This is according to government spokesperson Fahmi Fadzil.
Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil said the Cabinet has not discussed a gag order on the royal addendum granting former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak house detention. When quizzed on the matter today, this was what he said.
Did the Cabinet agree to a gag order on the royal addendum?
Tak dibincangkan. Ya, dan Kabinet tidak mengarahkan Jabatan Peguam Negara. We do not instruct the AGC.
On January 13th, Najib's counsel informed that the AGC is seeking a gag order from the Kuala Lumpur High Court on the addendum issue. Najib's counsel Muhammad Farhan Muhammad Shafi said the AGC would be filing an application for protective order and gag order. He said he was made to understand that the AGC sought a protective order and gag order not just for court documents but for the entire judicial review proceedings. Meanwhile, when asked if the Cabinet had discussed the sandwich issue, this was Fahmi's response.
Did the Cabinet discuss about the sandwich issue?
Tak. Kami juga tidak disajikan sandwich hari ini.
That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Sunay Kalai Selvam. Thanks for watching.